Hello friends, myself Chetan Jadhav. So today we will start the chapter that is a finite element method. So we'll see first syllabus for this. So in this chapter, first point that is a definition of the finite element method, then types of the analysis, terms used in finite element method, types of elements, then general steps in FEM, structural and thermal analysis of one-dimensional bar element, and introduction of latest FEM software. So these are the some points in this chapter, that is a finite element method. So we will start from the first point, that is a definition of finite element method. So it is one of the method for solving the engineering problems and mathematical models. In that typical problem areas of interest include the traditional field of structural matrix analysis, heat and mass transfer, and electromagnetic potential. The finite element method is a particular numerical method for solving the partial differential equation in 2 or 3 space variables, that is u, v, w. To solve a engineering problem, the FEM, that is a finite element method, subdivided a large system into a smaller system, that is a discretization, that is similar parts that are called as finite elements. So basically we are solving the problem by using this method, and this method is basically known for the we are just dividing the big problem into the small problems, small number n number of the problems, then that is called as a discretization, and then we are going to solving each separate element, and we are then combining the all the element, and then we will get the more accuracy. So this is the basic funda behind this method. So this is a very known method for the solving the complex problem and engineering problems. So we will see in details in next point. So our next point is types of analysis. So in this there are near about 10 types. In that first, that is a linear static analysis, non-linear analysis, dynamic analysis, buckling analysis, thermal analysis, fatigue analysis, optimization, CFD analysis, crash analysis, and NVH, that is a noise, vibration and harshness analysis. So we will start from the first analysis, that is the linear analysis. So now you can see this is the first analysis, that is a linear static analysis. Now you can observe this is your engineering stress strain curve. So in that the straight line is indicate the software stress strain curve, and whatever that curve is follow after the ultimate stress, that will be actual stress strain curve. So in that linear means a straight line Hooke's law, that is a sigma is equal to E into strain. So it is the equation of the straight line, that is y is equal to mx passing through the origin. So in real life example, after crossing yield point, material follows non-linear curve, that is our actual stress strain curve. Now you can see after yield point that material are following the non-linear curve, but in software follows are the same straight line. Okay, so this is the basic difference, that software follows the straight line, but in actual that material follow the non-linear curve after the yield point. So in that components break into two separate pieces after crossing ultimate stress, but software based analysis never shows failure in this fashion. So actually that component is after the ultimate stress they are going to break into two separate parts. Okay, but in software they are not showing like this, they are showing only straight line, they are not showing failure in this fashion, they are showing that failure in the fashion of the changing the color, red colors indicates that the failure. Okay, it shows a single unbroken part into red column zone at the location of the failure. So they are just showing the red color where failure is occur. Analysis has to unlock whether analysis has to conclude whether the component is safe, unsafe, failed by comparing the maximum stress value with yield or ultimate stress value. Analysis has to, we have to conclude that whatever the component is safe or unsafe or failed by comparing the maximum stress value with the our yield or ultimate stress value. So for this practical application is, it is mostly commonly used analysis type and all aerospace, automobile industry, offshore and civil engineering industries perform linear static analysis, and for this they are commonly using software that is a Nastran, ANSYS, Abacus, Cosmos, Radios, Ideas and ProMechanica. So these are the some software for using this linear static analysis purpose. So this is the first analysis, that is a linear static analysis. So next that is a non-linear analysis. So in that you can see figure 1 is for the non-metal and figure 2 for metal beyond elastic zone. Okay, so now we can observe this is also stress strain curve. So in that first, that is a metallic non-linearity application, that is second figure. In that automobile, aerospace and ship industry, to know exact value of the stress strain cross yield point for low cycle fatigue analysis, this data is considered as. Okay, so for automobile, aerospace and ship industry, they want to know the exact value of the stress strain in the crosses, after the crosses the yield point for the low cycle fatigue. Okay, so that time they are using this type of the analysis. So in that second figure you can see here for metal, that metal curve follows straight line up to the yield point. After that they are follow the non-linear fashions. Okay, this incidence stress curve. In that non-metal, they are just follow the straight line after that small curve. They are not exactly breaking the point, they are not showing the exact break point, and they are to follow the another straight line of nature. So in that metal non-linearity application, they are just finding out the exact value of the stress strain after the crossing the yield point. For the low fatigue cycle, they are using this type of the curve. And in that non-metallic, they are also automobile, aerospace industry analysis of the rubber fiber components, and that purpose they are using commonly software for that Abacus, Nastran, ANSYS, LS-DYNA. That type of software they are using to find out the stress strain value. This is basically used for the automobile industry, aerospace industry, for finding out the stress value. And in that non-metallic, analysis of the rubber fiber components, automobile industry. Okay, so this is the second type of the analysis, that is a non-linear analysis. Third type, that is a dynamic analysis. In that dynamic analysis, main two type, that is a free and forced. In that free, natural frequency, the frequency with which any object will vibrate if disturbed and allowed to vibrate on its frequency in external force, that is called as natural frequency, that is omega n is equal to under root k by m. So this is the natural frequency in that free. So in that forced, there is a response to external excitation. There are three types, that is a frequency response, transient response and random variation. So in that frequency response, that is a frequency domain, a steady state sinusoidal excitation limited in linear elastic structure, and rotating machinery, unbalanced tires, helicopter blades. These are some example of the frequency response. And in the transient response, time domain is there, and in the time domain it is a arbitrary but well defined excitation, constant acceleration, force at a given frequency and road excitation. So these are the transient response. And last, that is a random vibration. In that random nature of the loading unusually input in the form of the power spectral density. So we know that the mass damper example. So for that we are calculating the displacement x, velocity x dot, and acceleration x double dot. So this is the example of the random vibration. So in that dynamic analysis, first, that is a natural frequency, this is totally based on its own excitation. Second, forced in that frequency response is a frequency domain. In that steady state sinusoidal excitation is there, linear. In the transient response, it is a time domain, so it is arbitrary but well defined excitation. And last, that is a random vibration. It is a nature of the loading where input is form of the power spectral density. So this is the dynamic analysis type. We are using this type of analysis in mass damper system. So we'll see the next type, that is a buckling analysis, linear buckling analysis. Now you can observe from that we are applying the compressive load, then we will get the this type of the nature of the object. So it is a slender beams and sheet metal parts where we are applying the compressive load, then bending the stiffness is for less than the axial stiffness. In that analysis we will get the less bending stiffness than axial stiffness. It will produce a large lateral deformation. In that bending buckling analysis, it will produce large lateral deformation. And there are some application. So it is used for the civil engineering application. So it is basically used for the civil engineering application. It is also used for the mechanical engineering application. In that vacuum vessel, long gear shifting analysis, commonly used for this software used for this analysis, that is ANSYS, Abacus, and Nastran. So this type of the analysis basically using for the civil engineering application and also mechanical. In that gear shifting, long gear shifting in that truck, and we you might be seeing that that gear shifting rod in the trucks and that large vehicles. That type we are using this type of the analysis. And for this analysis we are using the ANSYS, Abacus, and Nastran software. So this is the buckling analysis. We will see next type of analysis, that is the thermal analysis. So in that we know that heat transfer in that three modes: conduction, convection, and radiation. So in that conduction there are two types, steady and unsteady state. In that convection, natural and forced convection. In that radiation there are two types, spectral and diffuse. So basically for this thermal analysis there are some we are doing this analysis in different application, in engine, radiator, exhaust stream, heat exchanger, power plants, satellite design. So these are the most commonly application for the thermal analysis. We are using a wide range of the thermal analysis in this sector. So for this we are using the different type of software. In that first ANSYS for this analysis purpose, Abacus, Nastran, NXCAD. So these are some example of the software where we can use at the time of the thermal analysis. So this is the thermal analysis. Next, fatigue analysis. Now in that we can see here, this is the stress versus number of cycle graph is there. In that first zone, that is a low cycle fatigue zone, and after that high cycle fatigue zone. Once that material is passing through that limit, then we will be moving towards the high cycle fatigue. And calculation for life of the structure when subject and repeated load. Suppose we want to calculate the life of the component structure when load is subjected to the subjective load or repetitive load. Then SN curve, that is alternative stress versus number of cycle of strain, is the best for the fatigue calculation, like stress and strain diagram for static analysis. That is, a small n is the number of the cycle applied, capital N is the life of the component. If damage is the less than 1, that component will be safe. If damage will be greater than 1, then that component we can call as a unsafe or failure. And for the second condition, that is endurance factor of safety of that structure, we will calculate by using the endurance strain divided by stress. If endurance factor of safety is less than 1, then that component will be fail. And if that endurance factor of safety is greater than 1, then that component will be safe. So for this analysis, fatigue analysis, there are some application to all components subjecting to dynamic loading, that is all automobile components fatigue account in the real life. So whatever that in automobile industry, that near about 99% all components are undergoing the fatigue analysis. Commonly used the software for this analysis: MSC, FEM FAT, FEM SAFE, LMS. So these are some example of the software where we are using this software for the fatigue analysis. So this is the fatigue analysis. In that fatigue analysis, we can calculate the life of the component and endurance factor of the safety. So this is the fatigue analysis. Next, optimization. So in that optimization for the geometry parameters work well at individual component level rather than the complicated assembly. So in this analysis work well at individual level, means we are doing the analysis at separate part, not a whole assembly. So that will be better for the analysis purpose. So that is better for the going to the separate individual component level analysis rather than the assembly. Software cannot add and remove geometry on its own, but it can play with only predefined parameters within specified limits. Whatever that software we are using for the optimization analysis, that software cannot add or remove geometry on its own, but we can play with that parameter with predefined manner. Shape optimization, in that usually restricted to the only linear, static and normal mode dynamics. In this shape optimization, sometimes they are restricted to the only the linear, static and normal mode analysis dynamics. Okay, so it is good tool for innovative kind of the products. Software can give hint for the additional remove of the geometry. Software only gives some suggestion for material addition and removal, and for that some practical application is there for this optimization. It is applicable to any component which is over and under design, means which design is under and over that design, we can use this software analysis. Commonly used software for this analysis optimization: OptiStruct, Tosca, Nastran and ANSYS. So these are some example of the software we can use for this optimization analysis. So this is the optimization analysis where we can use, where work well individual level, they will work well rather than the assembly, and software cannot be itself add or remove the geometry. It is only working for the predefined sequence, and in that shape optimization it will restrict it sometime only for the linear analysis mode. So this is the optimization analysis. Next, that is CFD analysis. In this we have seen that the fluid mechanics is divided into statics and dynamics. In that statics, fluid at rest; in the dynamics, fluid in motion. In that static, easy calculation, it will easy calculation from the point of view, and calculation are the more complex in dynamics. No variation with respect to the time in static, and variation with respect to time is considered in dynamics. Linear equation in static, non-linear equation we will get in dynamics, and it is used in civil engineering in statics, and it is used in aerospace, automobile industry, valves in dynamics. A fluid is a substance that continuously deforms under an applied shear stress regardless of the magnitude of the applied stress. In this CFD analysis, we are using the fluid for a substance for performing the analysis. So that is a substance that continuously deforms under the applied shear stress rather than the magnitude of the applied stress. So gas and liquid both are the fluid. Fluid mechanics deals with the study of the fluids, its properties and behavior. And for this analysis, there are some practical applications in drag prediction, combustion chamber design to check an optimum fuel, air mixing and airspace design. So that type of the application, in that application we are using this type of the analysis, where drag prediction, and whether that air fuel mixture is in optimum level or not, and aerospace design. So these are the some practical application for this CFD analysis. And for that, commonly used software, that is a CFD Expert, Fluent, and CFX. So these are the some commonly used software for doing the CFD analysis. So this is the CFD analysis. Next, that is a crash analysis. It is used to find a deformation, stresses, and energy absorbing capacity of the various structure component by fitting stationary and moving object. So basically this type of the analysis we are using for which purpose? To finding the deformation of the object, stresses and energy absorbing capacity of the structure. Okay, so this type of analysis we are using finding deformation, stresses and energy absorbing. So in that, first, structural crash worthiness, drop test simulation, and occupant safety. So it is also used to find out the effect of the crash on human body and making the height safe for the driver as well as the passenger. And in mechanical engineering, it is very famous for the car crash analysis. So this type of the analysis is very famous in mechanical engineering for the car crash analysis. You might be seen in the various car manufacturing industries, they are, before launching the car, they are testing with this crash analysis. Okay, they are just testing the structural crash worthiness, they are impact the car on this straight impact, side impact, rear impact. Okay, and they are just testing the drop test of that car, they are just checking the safety of the occupant, drivers and passengers. Okay, they are just doing the crash analysis for this, finding out the deformation of that body, stresses on the human body, energy observing from that components. So these are the basic application of this crash analysis, and it is very famous in mechanical engineering and for the car crash analysis. So it will be find out the deformation, stress, energy absorbing capacity, and this is basically used for the various application for frontal, side, rear, roof analysis, car, hearing and roll, wall, pole and wall. Okay, car hitting on a pole and wall. So this type of the application, for that we are using the crash analysis. Basically example, mechanical engineering. In the drop test, free from test to check the structural integrates and application, that is a black box of an aircraft, marine mobile phones, TV, fridge, automobiles application. So we are just checking that object will be sustained at that level. We are just checking the drop test simulation. So we are just following that mobile on TV and fridge on that certain level, height level, and we are checking that whether that component will be working condition or not. So in that drop test simulation, we are checking the just structural integrates. Next, that is occupant safety. That is in that safety, we are going to find out the effects of the crash on human body, and for that application, ARIA has set up standard for automobile industry. So for that occupant safety, we have to find out the some crash effects on the human body, and for that ARI has set up already standard for the automobile industry, and for that some common application software is there for LS Dyna, Radios, Abacus, Explicit, Pancrash. These are the software for doing this type of the analysis. So by using this software, we can easily do the analysis regarding the structural crash, drop test and occupant safety. We can easily find out the effect and impact of that crash on that car body and human body. So these are the some example, and this is the crash analysis. So we'll move next slide. Next analysis, that is a noise, vibration and harshness analysis. In that, first, that is a sound radiation, that is uncoupled problems, and second, interaction between structure and fluid cavities. So in that first, sound radiations, it predicts how much sound pressure level is felt by vibrating source at a certain distance as a function of the solid angle. So in that first, sound radiation, that is uncoupled problems, they are just predict the how much sound pressure level is felt by vibrating source at a certain distance. Suppose one certain object is there, they are creating noise, and from certain distance we are just hearing that sound, and we can just predict that pressure level, how they are increasing the sound pressure, okay, from that vibrating source at a certain distance. Example, a horn oblique silencer vibrating a certain distance, it is solved by boundary element method. So by using some boundary element method software, we can easily find out the sound level, okay. So this is one of the example of this sound vibration. And next, that is a coupled and vibroacoustic problems in that interaction between structure and fluid cavity. In that noise levels felt at driver's right gear, right side, due to engine vibration in idle condition, it is solved by finite element method. So in that interaction between structure and the fluid cavity, that is a driver sitting in the driver's side, and just they are filtering the noise of that engine vibrations. So that is idle condition, and it will be solved by the finite element method. So these are the two different accept in noise, vibration and harshness. So for this, some common application is there, practical application. Drivers feet on brake pedal, mirror mounts, steering column and seats, they are filtering the noise level or vibration level. And for this analysis, we are using commonly software, that is a LMS, Virtual Labs, MATLAB and SYS Noise. So these are the some software where we can doing the this type of the analysis. So this is our NVH analysis. So for today's lecture, this is enough. So remaining part of this chapter we will see in next lecture. Thank you so much.